Hello, my name is Jamie Irvine. I'm the host of the Heavy Duty Parts Report, and this is another edition of HDPR Live. We are streaming live to LinkedIn, to YouTube, and to our Facebook page. Today, I wanted to talk about that. The fact that we're able to stream live to LinkedIn. I think that's really exciting that we got access to that today, and it's really I'm excited about being able to share the interviews that I do live across multiple platforms, being able to talk to our great audience that follows us on LinkedIn. Thank you so much for all of your support, and very exciting that we can now be streaming directly to LinkedIn through LinkedIn Live. All of that is exciting. Now, this is my first live broadcast across all these platforms at the same time. So we're going to kind of work through the format. We are going to be having guests coming on. We've been doing HDPR lives where we've been interviewing subject matter experts for the heavy duty parts industry, and it's been great to have them actually come on to HDPR Live, talk about subjects related to the industry, and we're definitely going to continue doing that. Although we are going to be using some new tech, and that allows us to stream instead of just streaming to one place and then having to rebroadcast. We now can stream directly to these platforms, and I think that's going to really enhance the whole experience. Now, I've got a few other things that I wanted to talk about. This really is just an update episode. So the big number one thing is we are now using LinkedIn Live and have been given approval to use that from LinkedIn. So that's exciting. Another announcement from the Heavy Duty Parts Report is that we have a brand new website. Go to heavydutypartsreport.com. Now, in the past, when you went to that URL, it auto redirected to my personal branded website, jamieirvin.ca. It was time to do a redesign, and it was time to move the actual program to its own URL. And so we've been working on that behind the scenes, and heavydutypartsreport.com is live now. We've done a bunch of updates. We've added a video section that we're going to be uploading all the backlog of content, all the interviews we've done in the past, well over 100 now. And that includes the Heavy Duty Parts Report weekly podcast episode. It also includes the 20 HDPR live or so interviews that I've done. And it also includes some of the series that we have produced. Now, all of that content was it was on our YouTube channel, but it wasn't on our website. And I wanted to make sure that people were able to get access to it by going to one central spot. So all of our content now lives on heavydutypartsreport.com. You can go over there, check it out. We also have giveaways, webinars. There is some resources there, including a parts tool, being able to access used inventory and recycled inventory through truckpartsinventory.com. And if you want to buy a diagnostic tool in the resources section, you can go there and that'll redirect you to Diesel laptops. And by doing that, there is an affiliate link, and yours truly might make a few bucks if you buy a diagnostic tool from Diesel Laptops using my affiliate link. So please go to heavydutypartsreport.com. I'm really excited about having the audio, the video, and the blog content all in one central place. If you want to be able to get that content and never miss out, you can simply stay up to date by subscribing to our email list right there on the homepage. And by doing that, I'll send one email a week. That's it. No, you're not going to get blasted every day. One email a week that just gives you an update on the new content that we are creating. I wanted to also talk a little bit about the segments that we're doing. So the Heavy Duty Parts Report started off with the interviewing manufacturers podcast, and we were doing that weekly, and we've been releasing those every Monday now for over a year and a half. And I love that part of the show, but really the show has expanded to much more than that. So the next segment that we added was the HDPR Live, where we were bringing on subject matter experts. And now that we have this ability to put the content across multiple platforms all at once, we're able to take these and put them on the website in one central place. HDPR Live is a really nice addition to the weekly interview that I'm doing with manufacturers. But I wanted to announce that we have a couple other segments. Now, you might have seen on my LinkedIn profile where I have interviewed a couple industry professionals. So Heavy Duty Parts Report has always catered to manufacturers and subject matter experts, and really it was a promotion of their company. But HDPR Spotlight is a segment where I interview individuals. So if you would like to be a featured on HDPR Spotlight as a industry professional, as an individual, then reach out to me. You can email me, Jamie at heavydutypartsreport.com. Let me know that you'd want to be featured on HDPR Spotlight. That's a segment that I'm really excited about. It's really for a couple of different people. So it might be for someone who, through no fault of their own, or perhaps COVID, they've gotten laid off and they're looking for a job, and they want to create a piece of content that they can share with the industry to kind of let people know who they are. Another scenario may be that someone wants to create their own personal brand and they don't really know how to make that kind of content. Well, reach out to me. I'll help you make it. I'll interview you. We'll make a nice piece of content. I'll share it through my network. I'll give you your own branded piece of content. And the best part about Spotlight, 100% free to anyone who is featured on that segment. Now, another new segment that's coming, and it will actually, the first episode will go on October 23rd, is HDPR Sales Talk. Now, this is a new segment. I haven't talked about this publicly yet, so you're hearing it live right now. This is breaking news. HDPR Sales Talk is where I'm going to interview subject matter experts on sales and marketing to provide the heavy-duty parts industry with as much of training and knowledge possible to help them in their efforts of selling and marketing their companies. And so I'm really excited. We've got Deepak Shukla as our first episode. He's an SEO expert. He's from over the pond in England. I'll explain how I know him and why he's on the show in that first episode. But look for that October 23rd. Following that, the next week on October 30th, I'm going to be interviewing Michael Zakor. Now, Michael Zakor has written two very important books, and he is an expert in China and what has happened in China and how that affects global commerce and and the impact that's going to have on North America. So it is really great to be able to have this new segment and to be able to share that with you so that people are able to benefit from these subject matter experts in sales and marketing. And then, of course, I'm adding the industry expertise to pertain it to the heavy duty parts industry. So that's really exciting. Another thing that's happening is we've now started doing webinars. And actually today is our first live webinar. We have over 200 people registered to it. We're going to be talking about diesel parts. Now, this is powered by Diesel Laptops. We're going to bring on Tyler Robertson and Nate Knorr. We're going to talk about the platform. We're going to talk about the economic impact of not being able to identify parts. I think you're going to be surprised at how much that's costing the industry every year. We're going to talk about why it's hard to solve that problem and what Diesel Parts does to become part of the solution. Now, you haven't missed it yet. Go over to heavydutypartsreport.com. You can sign up to the webinar. A pop-up will be there, take you right to the sign up page. It starts in 1 hour and 15 minutes. So 2 o'clock Eastern, noon Mountain, and it's a 1 hour program. Even if you're not able to attend the whole thing, make sure you sign up to it because there is going to be a replay that will be sent out for everyone to be able to watch. And in that webinar, we actually have a very special offer. So only people who register for the webinar are going to qualify for this. And it's the only time and the only place where this special offer is going to be presented to the industry. So you've got to be a registered attendee. You may not be able to make it live, but as long as you're registered and you get the replay, you'll have access to this special offer that we've negotiated for HDPR Nation. So one last thing. We've been doing some series where I've been talking about issues related to the industry. So, for example, we did an entire 10-part series on how to sell more heavy-duty parts, and we reviewed kind of 10 of the most common issues where we get in our own way from preventing us to sell more parts. That was a very popular series. Over the last few days, I've been releasing videos on LinkedIn and YouTube with a new series called Do Roll-Ups Make the End User the Loser? Now, this was a 4-part series that we did. And what was kind of interesting about the response to this series is that we actually recorded a 5th video that was not planned when we laid out the plan for this 4-part series. So this 5th bonus video is in response to the series. You know, we released the videos. We hadn't even released all 4 of them yet. We were contacted by the founder of Fleet Pride. Now, roll-ups, consolidation, I think you see the connection. Fleet Pride is a company that has used this strategy. The founder of Fleet Pride reached out to me and said, Jamie, I'm no longer with the company, but I'd really think this is an important subject. We need to talk about it, and I'd like to come on the show. So I recorded a 45-minute interview. And in this interview, he goes through the whole way the company got started, the hopes and dreams they had when they started the company, what ended up happening, some of the challenges that they faced that were totally unexpected, the positive things that came from what they were doing, some of the unintended negative consequences. And I think that this bonus video really gives context to the entire subject of roll-ups and consolidation. So you can watch all 5 videos by going over to heavydutypartsreport.com, select the video section, and just go down to videos from our host. All 5 videos are there. I think you're going to really enjoy those. It's a subject that we've got to talk more about because, you know, in itself, big companies aren't bad. Consolidated companies aren't necessarily bad. It really comes down to the way that they conduct themselves in the industry, their goals and aims, and also whether or not a small group of companies end up kind of controlling the entire supply chain. And so that's bad, you know, and we really go into that in that series. And we're going to do a lot more series like this. So if you'd like to suggest a subject that you'd like me to cover in one of these series, just either comment right now or send me an email, jamie@heavydutypartsreport.com. Let me know what subject you'd like me to cover. We're going to be doing a lot more of these in-depth series. And I'm really hoping to expand the series and you know, raise the production quality of them and really be able to provide the industry with some great information. So I am very happy to be here today and to be able to talk to you live like this. I'm still learning the tech, and you know, it does say here that that some of the comments aren't displaying, so I'm going to have to figure that out. But if you're watching right now, thank you so much for tuning in to this live broadcast of HDPR Live and an update from me. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you very soon. Look for a new live coming next week.